Oh, hello everyone, Ito here, and welcome back to another week of the Minecraft series. And this week I got an insane amount, a lot of unfinished projects. So I'm going to show you because right now things are getting out of hand here. And I think for the next week we need to start cleaning stuff, finishing things. But well, sometimes things don't go as planned, so yeah, this is going to be a chaotic week. So let's get with that right now. So let's start with the portal because currently the portal is not done. It's kind of a halfway through and it's looking pretty much like this. So as you can see, I broadened up the dragon. So now it's kind of with an sturdy head, way bigger, 2 blocks on either side. So now I managed to cram the portal design and to cover the frame, of course, which was the idea. The body is looking a little bit skinny, but I'm fine with it because after all, this is more like the skeleton of the dragon. It's not going to be a full-fledged thing because it got converted like this when I done a struct. But yeah, I like this concept. I think we can add way more detail to it, especially extending Bellara onto this side and everything. But so far, I think this is already good enough. So as you can see, I got chalkers here filled with the stuff, which were part of my materials for building, for the white stuff, and red, light blue, and even green. Plus, of course, some of my Volta stuff and some extra decks that, well, that's part of what we are doing when I was so close to the portal and eventually went into some vaults. But yeah, this project is not finished because I don't know exactly what I'm going to do on these corners especially. I think I want something that is going to emulate the portal that we got at the spawn. But of course, on the server, we got here a huge tree with this type of color leaves. And I think it's going to be a nice mirror if I make like another tree. Like it's going to be super big. Like I make this custom one that it's going to be here, but somehow can't be born from the bottom, but needs to be kind of a there, so more like a mushroom or something. So this is kind of a why I'm not so sure. Another option is just kind of a frame a big tree here that is going to be taller, like probably like a pine, and it's going to convert in the shade because here, as you can see, we already got like the pine style. And we already got like the same idea, like blue and green. But in this case, we are going to revert it and it's going to be, of course, green leaves on the bottom and blue leaves on the top. And then it's kind of going to merge with the portal because my idea is like the portal, it's exuding energy in this case. And it's kind of painting the world with this color. That's the main reason why I went with so many gray stuff here. Why this is purposely white. And why we got like the scorch burned here on some of the bricks. But mostly it's going to be, I think, some way of these. So probably here we're going to have some type of gold lake or something, but things more yellowish. And in that case, we can add a huge tree that is going to kind of ending the framing of the whole structure, ending with the tall tree over there. That is going to be super tall, but I think it could be proper. So that's one of my ideas, but as you can see, that requires a lot of materials and it's going to be a huge build. So I'm not so sure on that because another simple thing is just adding some type of blobs of rocks or minerals or crystals on the corners and that's it. And then we make some type of, like yellowish piece of rocks. And then the same on the other side, and that's going to be it. So way less impressive, but I think it's also way simpler. So far, I got no clue on which one I'm going to be setting up. But I think both ideas got some potential. One of them is, of course, way bigger and maybe cooler than the other, which is the tree. But the idea of the minerals is simple, can be done. So far, I think it's looking good already, but it can be way better. So we shall wait a little bit more till I decide on one of these two. I'm talking about trees. Another of the things that I got unfinished here on my base is actually, oops, the Belarus here near to Earth's garden. Of course, we got the wither here. We got the cool um, shape design, and then we need to work here on the castle for making the walls, coming up with some way to hide the cage pretty much, and make this part of a proper building if you want. So probably what I want to do is extend the wall one block since it's not going to be smart to closing the stuff in. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe I'm just going to push everything and we're going to replace essentially these copycat panels. But that needs to be defined. One of the things that I am already set on is here we are going to have some type of balcony. And then of course we need to have some type of pathway from here towards, I don't know where, maybe here somehow, onto the other side of the balcony. So that way you are going to come up here and see this whole essentially gravel garden for meditating. And also I noticed that for other project I require some of these sap, and then maybe I'm going to try with the syrup because I need a block that is going to, I need a fluid that is going to be able to waterlog stuff that is not going to be water and hopefully is going to be transparent. So that's going to be my biggest challenge because, yeah, here we still need one more thing to do, which is over there. I think we are going to remove this flower garden here and we are going to add my thermal bath on the outside because it's going to be super cool to bath in here and it's going to be super cozy with this tree. And then of course, maybe I'm going to create a wall or something for privacy. But yeah, this is another of the small projects that right now I'm saving to probably when I'm going to feeling like more sense of completion. Right now I'm getting all over the place with different projects, so I'm just framing them essentially or getting them started. And yeah, so I'm saving these because I believe it's going to be like a little side project that we can do maybe on stream. So for now, it's not urgent. And also, if you think that I got enough unfinished project yet, I'm still not done. So go here on the side of the workshop with our trusty sub bucket. You are going to see that I made this like a icon alleyway or like a corner shop, and this is of course where I'm working because, well, as you can see, we need some water bucket, but or some colored water, but needs to be waterlogged. And this bucket can't be placed. I'm right clicking and nothing happens. So we need to find another approach for this because what we are working here on, and actually let me clear this out for you, is we got different bulk stations for create mode. I made this one. So we extract the power from the steam engine on the workshop, by the way, which is this guy over here. And then we just made this watcher that it's slowly putting the items here, and eventually all the items got watched on this other side because we need the obsidian for another project unfinished. So, and now that we got that, I added a little bit of extra decoration. So of course you input the stuff that you want to watch here. Items fell off or fell down, and then you watch them slowly and then you collect them here. Easy peasy. So I doubled down and then I made this guy in the corner, smelting input. You drop the items in a stack of 16, so the items then getting sucked out by this fan. They got extracted by this fan on the top also, and they are getting cooked by the lava, and then they end up here. And lastly, but not least, I made this kind of a yin-yang wall thingy design or something that probably actually we need to shave off this corner of the building so we can see the entire wall better, or move everything one more block on the side. We shall see. I'm more geared now toward moving everything to the side, but the main reason for that, and actually let me scrap that, the main reason is then we are going to have like a vault smoking and hunting. I am barely never going to use this, but if I do, now I got this, so I can open the smoking haunted chest, so that means the things that are getting smoking We drop them down. They are floating over here. Then they are getting onto that. Actually, let me show you. Yeah, I got some kelp here. I just need 16. I already got that configured to be 16 still, and only accept with the filter the things that can be smoked here. So yeah, item fell off. Then make this whoop, jump over here slowly. The items are going to get cooked, and eventually they are going to be. This is the part that we need to automate it. They are going to detect this part, and then the trapdoor is going to be boop boop, and the items are going to end up here. And since now this guy got the filter for only items that can be haunted, the items are here on the smoked chest because it's for the haunting and the smoked part. So I can drop the other part, and here comes the issue that we had, that I wanted to finish this week, but the project beat me because we can do here the item floating over, and then the items are getting pushed on the side. And then the items got here, same concept, they get now pushed over via this fan. Not a big deal here, to be honest. The problem lies a little bit later on here on the line, because then we can do the same thing, boop boop, and now the items are going to be on top, but there's no way for me to push the item that is not breaking that copper stair. And also you can see now we need to fill like the tube of the tank here, and this is something that we are not able to do. So actually, I got over there a piece of, yeah, this orange water bucket, which is from the auxiliary block. I don't know why it doesn't tell you, but trust me, it's that. And the problem is that I got two ways of doing this. I can place it there, and now I can fill everything. But then now the items, when I push them here, since now this is considered that this is not a source block, so the water now is flowing off from the top part here onto the bottom side there. Now the items are not making this jump over here, so the items essentially floating because all of these are source blocks. So they are slowly going up, and then the items get stuck here instead of getting kind of a suck on this other side. So that part is not working. And then we can make this kind of a work, because then the items go up there and then end up into the copycat panel. But we need to solve this issue, or I fell off. I just entirely ditch out this part with the water here, and then I need to find something that I can waterlog, so I can put a trapdoor on the bottom side there, and then add another fluid that then is going to only kind of a float here from the stair up to this point. But the problem is, so far I have not managed to find that fluid. So I'm looking for the current fluid right now. If you look for the buckets, I got plenty of options. I can always go back with the honey, which is going to be more yellowish rather than this one, but I want them to be clear. So I need a fluid that hopefully is going to be like that. I was looking for the sap because here it looks like it was not so far off. And if you look it like on the spout, looking this as like my rendering option is not so far off. Another thing that I can do is the tree oil, which is going to be a little bit more yellowish, but I'm fine if I can waterlog this. What we are doing with this is now using the fractioning steel, and now we need to go back to another of the finished project, which was... No, never mind. That is just too much. But I got my stuff on the Belara's Nurturer's garden on the other side. So I'm working over there, and that's why you saw the big tree and everything. So now we need to work on this guy. And then we need to manage... my magnet needs to be up. Come up with a solution for this, because currently it's not working properly. So that's another of the things that we need to finish. And to be honest, this week that project beats me because I got no clue what is going to be the way that I want this to work. But probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everything one more block on the side, and then I'm going to be able to hide here some fat, which is going to be essentially there. And probably that's going to be the best option because it's going to be way simpler. But just for finishing this week in a high note, because, you know, I got a lot of projects, I couldn't finish everything that I wanted. This week was still hectic in real life, so a lot of stuff happening, not all good, but they are going to be better for sure. I made this like power line, but it's not like a proper power line, it's like my version of create power line. So imagine a world where electricity doesn't exist because RF sucks, so that's not electricity. And then you have stress units. So a world where actually you need to convey this rotational force. So we extract them from the building. We got our version in a straight line of a power line, you know. This is like the battery converter for the house or something. By the way, I know nothing about electricity, especially on like domestic use. Besides, I can turn on an interrupter and get lights. That's my extent of knowledge on electricity. And if I put my hands or my fingers on there, I'm going to be electrocuted. So that's how much I know about it. But then we got, like a electricity post with the demagnetizers on the top, which are going to be cool because for these contraptions, we don't want to have the magnet. Since the items are floating into the world, that creates issues. And I didn't want it to make conveyor belts. So yeah, then we transferred like the inbound line and the outbound line. Then we made that, which is really cool. Another like transformer type with another magnet, and I configure all of them so I can activate it or deactivating them. So this is really cool. Essentially, we are converting these two lines in only one. And by the way, this is not connected, it's just the illusion. And then we got this cog here for keeping all the rotation in sync. And then probably here we're going to have another pose, and then we're going to relate it on that. So yeah, a lot of stuff. And by the way, the big building elephant in the room is this guy that I made over here just for this whole thing. So the main entrance of this building is going to be on this side. So we need to chop out the mountain. We need to clear everything here. This side is going to be occluded by the mountain. Maybe we are going to extend here and connect the portal to this side and block this part or not. We are still not sure. And also we got like the blockade here, and we added some of the cobble because I wanted to showcase like the lava spilled out here. So it's eventually made a cobble, and that way that wall is not used. And if you pay attention, actually, now we are using one corner of a wall on the building on the backside, the back wall of the building on the backside, because then we got like the blockade here, and then one of the side buildings that is the only one open here. So because that's closed, the one over there is closed, and then this is the entrance. So yeah, super happy with my concept. But that's going to be it for me today. Let the sun shine, perfect. Because, yeah, that's kind of too much. As you can see, I have been all over the place and dealing with in real life stuff. So, yeah. So, what we are going to do now is we are going to use our kind of a transformer here, activating it. And now it doesn't matter if our magnet is on or not. We are not able to grab the items. So, everything is working on this part. And now we can do. So it's really cool. I really like it. These small things make me super happy. I'm going to finish this for the next week, and also I'm going to show you what do we need the obsidian for. So if you're interested, feel free to drop by on my Twitch and see you there. Bye bye.